Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be sharing with you the books I read in February 2026. I have about, I think, less than 10. And then I want to show you some stationery things that I got recently. I'm very excited about them. And also they are, well, two things, which this is one of them. Two things are from smaller creators, and then the other one is our journal. So I will get into those after. But first, if you're new to the channel, hi, this is Coffee and Insight. I talk about journaling, books, I do ASMR content, amongst other things. So if you're interested, please hit that subscribe button and be sure to like this video if you enjoy. Now, let's dive into the books. So the first book, I'm looking at my laptop here, just so if I'm not looking at you, I'm so sorry. The first book I read was The Art Thief by Michael Finkel, and I listened to this on audio. It was such a good book. I would say for the last 2 years or so, I've really had a fascination with art theft and art history. It started with art history first. I found some really awesome YouTube channels. I can share those if you're interested. And then it moved into like art theft and the history of why people steal art and things like that. Anyway, this I did not realize was a true story when I read it. So I usually go into books not reading the synopsis. I kind of want to be surprised. I look at the cover, I see what the title is. Maybe I'll read the first line or something. I pretty much go in blind. So I was like, oh, this is not made up. This is a true story of someone who is very much alive today in 2026. So my review says, what a fun listen. I listened to this on audiobook and it was easy to follow along with. Since last year, I've been really into art history and art theft, like I said. I didn't realize this was a true story. Very interesting. I would recommend this. So I could tell you a little bit of what it's about. Let's see. Okay, so in The Art Thief, Michael Finkel brings us into Bright Weiser's strange and fascinating world. Unlike most thieves, Bright Weiser, I think I'm saying that right, never stole for money. Instead, he displayed all his treasures in a pair of secret rooms where he could admire them to his heart's content. He was in a relationship and she was an accomplice, for lack of a better word, and he would just collect. But they talked about the I guess it's like a mental disorder or something where you can't, you have to steal. It's not, it's more than like being a klepto. It's like you it's just this need. And it's also the art piece of it, which is what he was stealing. And it was different types of art. It wasn't just paintings, it was actually like sculptures. It was little things he could literally just put in his pocket or in his backpack or tuck down his pants. Like it was crazy. So I dove into like a little bit of a rabbit hole behind this story. I really recommend this book. It was so fun to listen to. I would actually reread it again, and I might even want to read it physically. The narrator was really great. Is it the author actually? No, I don't think it's the author. I don't remember, but it was really good. So I highly recommend that book. I ended up giving it 4 stars, but I would definitely read it again. It was great. The next book I read, which I didn't leave a review for, is a murder mystery series. No, well, yeah, kind of. It is a murder mystery series called Haunting Danielle, and each book is The Ghost and Blank. So this one was The Ghost and the Doppelganger, and I listened to this on audio. I've only read 3 of them physically, and that's because I borrowed them. But I have been listening to these through my library, which is great because they're free and they're really easy to listen to and follow along with. This one was weird, and maybe that's why I didn't leave a review for it. I don't want to give anything away, so it's going to be a little vague. But basically, there's a ghost. So let me back up. Danielle owns Marlowe House. Marlowe House is a historic building that she has opened as a bed and breakfast, and she somehow keeps falling into a lot of money, whether it's jewels, whether it's gold, whether it's inheritance. Like it's really bizarre. So Anyway, she has these paintings, like historic paintings from the time of the house when it was built and the Marlowe family lived there. She has these paintings of Walt Marlowe and his wife, they died, and Walt's a ghost in the house. It's this whole thing. There's a lot of backstory to the series. Also, this one is number 16. So that is how far I've gone. And I think there's like 40 of them. Anyway, Walt died in the 20s. He has a living cousin who looks exactly like him. He wants the paintings that are in the house, and he hires a painter to duplicate the paintings, and things spiral from there. I'm going to leave it at that. I don't want anything to get spoiled. I did like the ending. I am maybe a little bit naive or something, but something was blatantly in the story that I totally missed until the very end. I was like, oh, that makes sense. Okay, got it. So I gave this one 4 stars. I thought it was good. It carried the story along for the next one really well. And we love happy endings, and I'll leave it at that. Okay, the next book, which I have physically, is In Your Dreams by Sarah Adams. And this is the 4th and last one in this series. It's the When in Rome series. And it is so good. So good. Let me see how long it took me to read this. I want to say it was like a couple days. Yeah, I started it February 3rd and I finished it February 7th. So I read it in a few days. And my review was, I absolutely love this series. I'm so sad this is the final one. It wrapped up really nicely with a pretty little bow. It leaves me wanting more, but that would happen no matter how it ended. The characters are real, relatable, and so lovable. Madison goes through the journey from really doubting herself and having low self-confidence to thrive in, I don't want to spoil anything, to thrive in something new. And she follows her own rules. This book and this series really has so many good life lessons and reminders to readers. I can't wait to read it again. I own all of them. I have a couple lent out to a friend of mine. And also, I did not realize this, but I bought a signed copy. I was like, I bought this at a local bookstore, and I just was like, I want this. And it's signed, which we love. So yeah, I really enjoyed this. The whole series takes place around siblings. They lost their parents at a really young age, so they do dabble with grief. They dabble with adulthood in a small town. It's so good, like so cozy, so romantic, just absolutely lovely. I love this series so much. So I highly recommend, 5 stars all the way. Okay, the next one I read is also an audiobook. It is the 17th series, the 17th book in the Haunting Danielle series, The Ghost in Second Chances. Again, I don't want to give anything away, but there is a death in Marlowe House, and they have to figure out who is responsible for it. And gosh, I don't even know how to describe this without giving it away. This Haunting Danielle series, I read, or I should say I listen to when I can. I've been actually like spacing them out a little bit because I would go through them so fast. And I'm like, you know what? I can kind of take my time and focus on other things. But yeah, so anyway, I don't know how to describe this without giving spoilers away. I did give this one 3 stars. And I said, my first line in my review, this one was fine. So there you go. There are some weird things that happen that are just bizarre. It's not really like it would happen in real life, but it's fine. So anyway, gave that one 3 stars. This one is called The Ghost of Second Chances by Bobby Holmes. I don't think I mentioned the title of it. So sorry, there it is. And then moving on to Daydream by Hannah Grace. I don't have this one physically because it was borrowed, so I gave it back. This series is not for me. This author is not for me. I don't like super spicy books. That's my personal preference. No shade to anyone who does. I know it's very popular. I gave this one 3.25 stars. I forced myself to read this book. I'm not going to lie. I did enjoy it. I guess I should say I forced myself to read this series, but I did enjoy this one out of all of them. So Hannah Grace wrote Icebreaker, Wildfire, I think is the second one, and then the third one is Daydream. Daydream goes over Henry's story. He is one of the hockey players on the team for Maple Hills College, and Hallie started going to school there, and she kind of has her hands in a bunch of different things. She has a book club, she works different jobs, and she wants to be a writer, so she enters a writing competition thing. So throughout the whole book, she's like trying to write a book. I wrote a really lengthy review. I will go over my pros and cons because that's how I kind of broke this up. So pros, Hallie and her sisterhood. I love her girl group and the friends she finds throughout the story. It made me so happy for her, which it truly did. Like me having my own group of girls I call my sisters, like I love that she had friends because she started the story not having friends. So we love that for her. Sorry if that's a spoiler. Hallie setting boundaries and finding her voice was amazing. I did like that Hallie and Henry had a friendship first, but there was no denying that there was always attraction. So I felt like it just always felt like there was going to be more. It was just a matter of when. Cons. This book was way too long and slow at times. Towards the end, I was more reading the dialogue than the details because it didn't matter to me at that point. As the reader, I was in their head too much. I get it gives insight to the characters and their thought process, but it got to be repetitive at times. I wanted a bit more conflict. I needed a little bit more, something to bring these characters closer together. It's almost a too good to be true scenario. Saying the right things, thinking the right thoughts, it didn't seem realistic to me, which is very true. Like Hallie and Henry, because they started off as friends first, which nothing wrong with that, totally fine. It just seemed like there was no conflict in getting to know each other. Like couples argue, couples have disagreements. That's how you learn what the other person likes most of the time, right? Like it's natural. They had no arguments. They were just it just didn't and it's not that you have to argue to learn or whatever, but it just almost felt too perfect. I don't know how else to describe it. It just felt like it was too good to be true. Like how are you perfectly going to know what this person needs? You don't. You learn over time, and they just got it right the first time. It wasn't realistic to me. Anyway, it was fine. I'm not going to read these again. This one was my favorite out of the first two, which I won't even go into those. They bugged me very, very much. All right. The next book I read, oh, actually, I need to go back. Hold on. One book that I started, it's a little interesting. So this is a new murder mystery series that I started. Not new in the sense that it is a new story, new in the sense that it is new to me. And I found this series, and I have since collected every single one, aside from one, so that's a lie. I collected like 4 of these that have the first, like 3 books in it. So I read the first story. There's 2 left. So it won't show up on my finished books until I read the whole book, but I was considering how I want to catalog this in my reading journal because I technically finished the first book. So this is the Victorian Murder Mystery Series. Mrs. Jeffries learns the trade. So it's about a police inspector, and he has a house of staff, and the head maid helps him with his mysteries, or like with his like crimes and things like that. Help solve the crime. So I read the first one, and it was pretty good. It kind of bothered me at first. Let me just read to you what it's about. So the first one is called The Inspector and Mrs. Jeffries. A doctor is found dead in his own office, and Mrs. Jeffries must scour the premises to find the prescription for murder. So it was a fun little journey. The first one was only 147 pages. It was very, very short. The second one in here is a little bit longer. But yeah, so I did read the first one in February. I started at the end of January and finished it in February. So now that we're going to go into March, I will pick this back up and read the second one. I'm thinking maybe I'll do like one a month. It's going to be weird counting it towards my reading goal because this is technically one book with 3 books in it, if that makes sense. So anyway, I finished this. It was good. I liked it. I enjoyed it. I have thoughts about it, but I will share that once I'm actually done with all of them. We'll see if it gets better, but it was good. Okay, the next book I read is an audiobook. I was kind of on a short audiobook kick. I wanted something that was like about 4 hours. And I picked up The Wonderful Wizard of Oz by L. Frank Baum. I have not read this book. I listened to it on audio and it was really good. I enjoyed it. I gave it 4.75 stars. My review says I've never read this before, so I didn't know the differences between the book and the movie. I did enjoy listening to this on audiobook. It's a bit darker than the movie and some details are different. I will continue with the series. So yeah, I enjoyed it very much. It was interesting. I love comparing books and movies. So if that's not your thing, then I don't know. But I like to do that. It gives me something to think about and how like film adaptations are different than the movies. Just the same with like Hunger Games or Twilight or, anything like that. So this was a fun read. I would listen to it again. I absolutely loved it. And then the next one, again on the short audiobook kick, I picked up Mary Poppins by P.L. Travers. I gave this 3.5 stars, and I read a lot of the reviews, and a lot of them had very similar things to say. So again, comparing book to movie, this was not what I expected. I knew the book was different than the movie, but I did not expect this to be Mary Poppins. I understand this is a product of its time and everything. That said, not a fan of the gaslighting that takes place. I'll continue with the series out of curiosity. I did like seeing how the book and movie are different. Yeah, Mary Poppins is interesting and also way more vain, way more like she's kind of mean in the book. Like she's stern in the movie and she like is very confident, but it's portrayed differently in the book. I do like the narrator. I do like how she reads the story. She has different voices for different characters. It was interesting. And so I actually did start the second one and I DNF'd it about like 50% of the way through. I just could not get into it. There was a lot of adventures, and I think maybe reading it physically might be a different experience. I just could not get into it, and Mary Poppins was driving me nuts. Like very vain, very like she would walk by a puddle of water and make sure she could see herself, like look at herself in this lovingly, like she loves herself. Like it was weird. I don't know. So I DNF the second one. I'm not going to continue with that, like I said in this review. The last book that I read in February is another one of the Franny Fisher murder mystery series, and I'm so excited because I ordered more of these. I get them on thrift books, so I get them pre-loved, and I am collecting all of them. I love the TV show. I love Franny Fisher just so much. There is an episode of this one that I need to watch, The Green Mill Murder by Carrie Greenwood. I loved this one. It takes place at a jazz club. Someone dies. Franny's hired to get a woman's son who is at the jazz club out of jail because he's accused, and it just goes from there. There are a lot of side stories, side plots. She's usually kind of solving 2 crimes in one, it seems. It keeps things interesting. So I need to actually put this one in my reading journal. I think I'm caught up aside from this one. So yeah, I'm excited for that. This I read in a couple days. It did not take long at all, and I can't wait to read the next one. The next one is about a circus, and I have so many stickers and paper for circus themed things from previous subscription, like journaling subscription boxes that I can use for that one. So I'm very excited. But this one, it's really fun to do this like book journal thing and use a lot of like my stickers and supplies, because as I'm reading the book, I pick out things. So like this one, jazz club, music, instruments, mountains, airplanes, because she flies through the bush of Australia, or like she basically goes in the middle of nowhere, Australia, and she has to fly there, and it's risky and it's dangerous, and she meets a mountain man and there's some romance, and it's like there's so many things I can like do. So very excited. I love this. I can't wait to continue with the next one. I am currently reading, please hold. The book I'm currently reading is True Believer by Nicholas Sparks. I can't recall if I have read a Nicholas Sparks book before. Let me check. I don't see it on my list that I have read any of his books before. I know he wrote The Notebook amongst millions of other books. I am not going to finish this one in February, but I will do my review in March. I have a little over 100 pages left, and I don't want to force myself just to wrap it up for this video. So I'm going to finish this. Maybe I'll do a March TBR video. I haven't decided yet. But yeah, I'm enjoying this book. It's a little bit slow. It's a little bit Insta-lovey, kind of. I mean, this guy has been here in town for 2 days and he's already catching feelings for someone in town. So, and this was written in 2005, I want to say. And hold on. Yes, so many reviews. Yeah, 2005. This is, let's see, 2005, 10, 15, 20, 25. This is 20 years old. So yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. Right now I would say it's probably about 3 stars, and that's only because the main character, Jeremy, goes to this small town he's a reporter in New York, or like a journalist, I guess. And he is investigating a ghost sighting that this small town is like making this huge like tourist attraction. And he's like, are these really ghosts? I have no freaking idea. So he's there to investigate it. But he meets someone and he's catching feelings after like 2 days. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I'm almost done. So this will be in my March review. Okay, that is it for books. So I hope you enjoyed that. If you don't like stationery, you don't like journaling stuff, you could hop off now. Thank you for joining. Please like, subscribe, comment, all the things. Now let's dive into stationery. So I bought these cute stickers. These are from Riley Gray. There's a little bit of a glare, but they are millennial stickers. We got Polly Pocket, Beanie Babies, which I collect Beanie Babies. That's the one thing I collect amongst some really cute other things. So I had to get these stickers. I thought they were so cute and I can't wait to use them. I am kind of bummed. I paid $9 for these and it only comes with 1 sheet of stickers. So to me, that's a little steep, but I understand it's a small creator. I get it. I also got this cute little piece of paper I can reuse for something. So yeah. So RileyGray.com. I'll put it in the description box. I got this at a local shop in Salt Lake City. And then I found this shop through a local shop in Salt Lake City, but I went on their website and bought some stickers. The account is called Turtle Soup, and it is so cute. Like, look at these graphics. Like, I'm obsessed. I can put these in my office. I absolutely love, or in my journal. I'll show you the stickers that I got. One that I did get that's missing, I gave it to my husband. But other than that, the rest are for me. So I got this cute little mug. How stinking cute. I just loved it. I fell in love with this one. And I got a lot of winter Christmassy ones, but I haven't done my December 2026 spreads yet. So here's a Valentine's Day one with little mice. And then I got this long sticker. Look at how cute it's with teddy bears. I absolutely love it. And then they had different ones for different genres of books. I was going to get the fantasy one just because I loved how it looked, but at the end, I'm a mystery girl through and through. So I got the mystery one. And then I got these two. It's backwards, but it says, I wish I was home with my books and I wish I was home with my dog. Love these. So cute. And you could put these on like water bottles. You could put these on journals. Like you could put this on anything. I think this one was a freebie and I love that. And then this is another winter one that I got with a bear and like woodland creatures and a tree. It's just so cute. And then this one I had to get because it's like an inside joke with me and my husband. Woe is me. Oh, I have ink on my hand. That's fun. So cute. And then I got a moose and I got a fox, which of course I had to get the fox because I love foxes. Okay, that is from Turtles Soup. So I got those in the mail. And then today that I'm recording this, the end of February, my Archer and Olive products came through. So I ordered some stuff for my friend, so I won't show those, but I'll show the things that I got. I actually didn't get too much. And normally I get sticker sheets. I get a lot of stuff, but I went pretty light this time. And also the quarterly subscription box will be coming in March. So very excited for that. So I did get washi tape. Do I need washi tape? No. Do I love washi tape? Absolutely. But this one is books. So I do have a couple book ones from Archer and Olive, but I feel like with my book journals, I'm going to go through them super fast. So this is one from a previous subscription box that I absolutely love, and I don't have that much left. Hello. This is another book one that I have, but these are two completely different color palettes. So I'm trying to use them sparingly. And then, yeah, so I wanted this one to have just something a little different. So I'm not like anxious. Maybe anxious is the wrong word, but I want to use them, but I don't want to run out, if that makes sense. And then here is another one that has like books and letters and like ink and wax seals. That's what I was looking for. And then we have this beautiful floral one that is so cute. And this one just has roses on it. It gives Beauty and the Beast vibes to me. But I also love this color palette because this will go well with this. Like, I love that. That's beautiful. So anyway, I wanted to get some more book washi tape. So I got that. I wasn't super crazy about the stickers this time, so I didn't buy any of those. What I did buy was this pouch. It is so cute. It's got cute embroidery type thing, and this button is adorable. It's a snap button, and then you open it and it's just like a pouch for your pens. So let's see. Put this in here, call it a day. Like, so cute. And the kicker is, I love that it's an envelope, first of all. Like, that's my favorite. But it has a strap, so I can put this on my journal. So my other one, this is my bullet journal currently, and I had my cover on it that I moved this cover right here. And this is so stretched out and thick, chunky, that it stretched this one out. So this one just kind of does whatever it wants. So I was like, well, okay, I can use this one for one thing and then use this one for another thing. And it's also green, which is my favorite color. So that was perfect. And that was great. And it worked out nicely. And I also had coupon code, which was fabulous. And I also bought all of these things with my own money, just so you know. That is all I have to share with you today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, links will be down below. If you like this video, please subscribe, please comment, please like. It really helps out me and the channel and lets me know what content you guys like. And I will see you next time.